Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream again. Shout out to the NTZ crew. I believe Michael Beach of Life. I believe he's on vacation. What's up, Jacob Tanjay? Thank you, man. All my fourth quarter members. Jeffrey Tyler, what's up? Appreciate y'all support, man. All my old heads, there's Thomas Marshall, Q, A. Patterson. He said, Calvin, please talk about the Philippine president's launch offering free Wi-Fi to all Philippines starting 7/7. I didn't read about that, but I know there are some places in the Philippines, barangays, where you do get free Wi-Fi. Now, I don't know if it's nationwide now or not. What's up, Doubtful Genius? Any new viewers and subscribers, join us today. And anybody catching this on replay, the peso is 56.46, which is great. And the topic today is question everything. In my 62 years, I don't think I've ever seen the United States as crazy as it's been these last few months. We're going to talk a whole lot about that. I do want to talk about the interview I did yesterday. Shout out to James and Everlasting Cafe. We tip our hats to you, brother. We hope that you have a successful business, man. It's just, you're up against it, man. I'm not going to lie. You've got to have extraordinary food to cut through a lot of the competition here. Because on every corner, not only are you competing food-wise, but you're competing price-wise. But you said you up to a good challenge. What's up, Cisco? Mopar? He said, Cal, you're living your life, man. And happy way to go. I am, man. I just came back from breakfast. That's why I'm late today. A good friend invited us out for breakfast. We went over to the engineer's place where I had the meet and greet, Carmel's. And while I'm on the subject of meet and greet, August 2nd, man, don't miss this one. If you miss any of our other meet and greets, don't miss this one, man. At the Infinity Sands Resort, San Juan, Siquijor Island. It's right on the beach. You know, the owners were nice enough. They said, yeah, you can have the place. Just make sure you bring us some business. You know, we don't have to pay them. I said, sure. But this place is right on the beach, got a nice deck. Already a lot of interest, guys. This is going to be a party. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to let us go past 8 o'clock. They said, we don't have a speaker. I said, don't worry about that. Hell, we'll get a Bluetooth speaker. We're going to be jamming 70s, 80s, 90s hits. Whatever y'all want to hear. You know, they got the bar. They got good food. If you've never been a Siquijor, this is time to go, man. So August 2nd on a Saturday, tentatively set from 4 to 8, but it's probably going to be until. Okay, and I've invited Filipinos and everybody. And a lot of women at the gym, they're coming. So y'all asked for it, now you got it. Now just show up. What's up, I love the chime? But yeah, if y'all up in that area, man, Quezon City, Metro Manila, man, give that guy a shout out, man. Give him a shot at least. Yeah, I hope we do have a big turnout. The biggest turnout I've ever had a meet and greet. I want to say the first time we went to Lapu-Lapu, Q Adventure set that up. I'm trying to think of the name. Was it Edelberg? It was about 60 or 70 people came there. But then the second biggest, it might be the biggest, was at Morning Glory Grill in Lapu-Lapu. Q Adventure set that up. What's up, E-Bike? Yeah, he said they have 3 brownouts a day. Yeah, we'll be on a resort, so hopefully they're gonna have a generator. He said, Cal, what's the date? August 2nd, Saturday, August the 2nd. It gives people plenty of time if you're here to get situated. Now, remember, you can reserve a place at the resort. Now, I believe they're going to give us a special price. Just make sure you tell them that, you're coming for the meet and greet. What's up, Curtis? Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, I used to have some land down right outside of Athens, Alabama. He said, Cal, let me host the next one in Lapu Lapu. Set it up, man. We'll do it. Set it up. But yeah, James, man, at least he's not coming over here begging. The guy's got a plan. But it's the biggest risk I believe you can take. Dealing with these women, I mean, by the time you spend the money he's spending to get that business up and running, the thing about restaurants, there are a lot of people that keeps a lot of people away from opening up a restaurant. It's the overhead. The food, the employees, the rent, even before you get started. But he thinks he's got a winning combination. What's up, Juice? He said, I had to drink some coffee. Yeah. Well, a good friend of mine, man, he's got a good Sydney. Y'all met Sidney Gibson before. This guy is so wise, man. I just like to sit there and talk to him and ask him questions, man, because there's not much that he doesn't know about. I mean, this guy's been around the block a few times. He's sharp, man. He said, what's that place that painted a mural of you? You unlocked a different level of YouTube fame. Well, if you started following me way back, this was during the lockdowns, man, when we rebuilt the house for Donna Faye and her daughter. She's got a daughter that has not spinal bifida. What's the other one? She's wheelchair bound, and that's the front of her Sorry store. Hey, what's up, Paul K? He says, hey, Cal, hope I can make the Siquijor. I enjoyed the meet and greet in St. Carlos. This is a good guy right here, man. He came up from, I believe you're in Valencia. Him and his girlfriend. Yeah, it's a good guy right here, Paul. Yeah, man, I hope you can make it too, man. John Ridgeway said, what's up, brother Cal? Out here working second shift. They just hit me with 3.5 hours overtime working and listening. Well, according to the big, beautiful bill, at least they won't tax that overtime. He said, Filipinos don't seem to like much American food, so good luck. Yeah, his clientele is going to have to be foreigners, Thomas. Certainly with the pizza. He may have with the pizza. I grew up, I'm from the hood. We call it pizza. And if he can get a leg up in that business, he may have something. There's a few places over here that got some good pizza. Now, if you're going to Siquijor, there's an authentic Italian place called Dolce Amore. And it's owned by an Italian couple. They seem to be in their late 30s, early 40s. And they've been there. Me and Merle, that was our first date. We went there. They got great pizza. Let's see. There's another place that I like their pizza. Well, I know I like Yellow Cab, but it's another place that has some pretty good pizza. I can't think of it. What's up, 53 Shades? When you headed back out this way? He said, all my hoes demonetized. He said, God bless Brother James, but as if a new relationship ain't hard enough, he's moved in and started a business for the lady within months of meeting her. That's a lot, man. Wish him success, though. Yeah, that's what I said. I said, man, you took on a lot. He's a Renaissance. He's 40. He said he's been through 2 wars. So this is nothing to him, but yeah, he's taken a whole lot. No, it wasn't called Boots on the Ground. That was just my saying, Sonny D, he said, during the lockdown, I thought your channel was called Boots on the Ground. I wanted people to know that I was in the Philippines. I wasn't in Houston, Texas, or Florida, Vegas, or any of those other places where people be talking about the Philippines. I wanted to let you know I was boots on the ground. I was over here. And, of course, y'all know that's not my saying. I think it's a military. He said, there ain't no Philippines going to buy pizza if it's not Greenwich. Pizza Hut and Domino's is empty half the time. Well, honestly, let me tell you something. We walk to the gym every day. And yesterday, there's so many restaurants here, man. They were all empty. And that's why I said, I don't know if I'd want to open up a restaurant of all businesses. He's really taking on, a challenge. He said, people excited about the crumbs they might get from the bill. Meanwhile, the wealthy are driving away with a bread truck. Man, say that again. But we got to question everything, guys. I mean it. And yeah, I'm getting they're still out there digging. And I see, I just made the video the other day. They're going to be digging probably to next week. It's just him and his father. And then the plumbers are going to come in and lay the pipe. No pun intended. They're going to lay the pipe and connect it to the water line. So I had to postpone. We had to postpone our Vietnam trip. And it cost me too, man. The damn Vietnam Airlines, they only gave me half my money back. And so the next time I won't fly Vietnam Airlines. I'm going to fly Cebu Pacific, because when you buy that extra package, you get your money back if you have to, cancel or whatever it is. And they've got a direct flight. Our flight wasn't even direct. It was a Ho Chi Minh City, then Ho Chi Minh City to Da Nang. Cebu Pacific has a direct flight from Manila to Da Nang, 2.5 hours. So we'll go in September, because next month is so busy, man. We've got Sahara's capping. She goes to nursing school, so she does the capping ceremony. Booby's birthday. He said, or maybe a good name for a restaurant is Lechon Amore. Now, he said, yeah, but okay, while you're saying this, we'll go Fraggins. He says, anyone over there cooking Southern U.S. style barbecue? Actually, there's a couple of places here that got great ribs. I mean, Mawani right here in San Carlos City, I put their ribs up against anybody. Believe it or not, it's going to shock you. I mean, of course, the meat falls off the bone. That barbecue sauce is so good, you pour it over pancakes. I mean, it's delicious. And everybody, shout out to Daryl Fullmore and his wife. I believe his name is Liza. They came back Tuesday. And they stopped by San Carlos City. Her family lives in Iloilo. It was their first time being back in the Philippines in 6 years. And he wanted to meet me, man. He's a good guy, though. I've been knowing him online before Sunshine Shoulders. And he tried the ribs. And he was impressed. But yeah, they're good ribs. But yeah, I had to replace that whole line, man. I'm tired of fooling with it. That's the only problem I've had with my house, really. And when I got that 3,500, here it is. Here's my bill. Y'all think I'm joking, man. When I got this damn 3,500 peso bill, I said, the hell with that. 34.53, because I've been telling Merle, I said, it got up to like our bill is usually 300 to 400 pesos. And it got up to 900 one time. I was like, something's going on. Then over 1,000 and 1,500. I said, look, we need to get that fixed, because by the time a year is over with, we'll be paid for a damn whole new line. I'll be damn. We kept putting it off. When they slapped me with this one, I said, I'll be damn. So he said, Unc, what inspired this live stream question and everything? Well, everybody knows it's damn the Epstein. There's no Epstein files now, but it's not really about Epstein. Everybody knows him and what he was doing and convicted of and all that. It's the lie, guys, that they just tell right in your face. It's like you're stupid. Okay? There's nothing to see here, Trump said. Now, remember, it was his administration. All you got to do is go on YouTube. And they were beating the drum. Oh, yeah, release the files. Now, all of a sudden, oh, there's no files. There's nothing to see here. He's a creep. And it just pissed me off, man. It validates me. Okay? I'm validated because I told y'all my whole life what I'm seeing, living, and experiencing, people tell me I'm crazy. Now, every conspiracy buff is getting his 15 minutes of fame right now. Not just with this Epstein thing, but everything, man. You got to question it all. You know, people get mad at me because I want to question religion. Who blames me for questioning that? But you got to question everything. But the audacity for them to just lie, it's a bold-faced lie. And this is why, this man is dangerous. This Trump is dangerous, guys. I'm telling you now. But he's really no more dangerous than anybody else. But he is than any other president, But yet he is. Because I don't think he's all the way there. And this is why I get upset with MAGA. Because you cocksuckers knew what you were putting in there. Okay? Imagine he's only been in office for 6 months and all the shit he done stirred up, man. But it's not even about Trump. It's about these damn lies, man. You know, just a bold-faced lie, man. They know good and damn well. Well, if that's the case, you know, there's no victim. I'm trying to figure out where the victims. Why don't y'all come forward and start naming names? Because I would. If one of my daughters would have been violated like that, look at my thumbnail. That's an actual picture of one of the women on Epstein's Island giving former President Clinton a back rub. They're on their way to the damn island, by the way. But yeah, you got to question everything, man. And then the fact that they're going to give Diddy, they're going to try to slap Diddy with a RICO charge, man. The more I think about that, the more ridiculous it is. And now they're trying to, listen, guys, if you don't hear nothing else I say on this live stream today, know this, that comparing Epstein to Diddy is like comparing an elephant to a roach. Man, he's nowhere in the league with Epstein. Epstein was powerful, man. And he was surrounded by powerful people. His girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, research who her father, Robert Maxwell, was. He's buried in Israel right now. And his work with the Mossad and all that, man, it's deep, guys. Okay? But Diddy's nothing compared to him. Diddy's a distraction. Okay? And then I'm going to put this out there. I'm going to say, I got to question what they're telling us about this flash flooding down in Texas. They're not giving us a whole story. They're not giving us a whole story. Okay, he said, I want to meet up with you guys when you get here. He said, that's like an American water bill. He said, yeah, chilling in Valencia, and it's August 2nd. It's Infinity Heights. No, Infinity Sands Resort. Infinity Sands. And I've got that on my community page. It's Infinity Sands. Yeah, but Trump is going to act like, oh, it's no big deal. Y'all still talking about him. Yeah, because what do you mean we're still talking about him? You name names yourself, Trump. You named Clinton. You named Prince Andrew over there. You hung around with this man for a decade. You was his best friend. No, we're not saying it's a conspiracy. We're saying the cover-up is a conspiracy, Louis. Okay, that's what we're saying. But they're lying. And I was watching. I call him Carson Tucker, not Tucker Carlson, because he's reversed his. He used to be working for the enemy. Now he's working for the people. He used to be a propagandist. Now he's a truth teller. So I don't call him Tucker Carlson. I call him Carson Tucker. He had a great guest on the other day, right after this broke. And the guy said, well, the lie, even though they're lying right to our face, the lie is not to us. He said it's a signal to the powerful people that they're trying to protect, that the United States government will go to any lengths to protect you. Oh, it made so much sense, man. It was so powerful. I'm like, man, guys are crazy. They're going to lie right to your face. Okay? Yeah, they don't have any respect. Okay, I'm subscribed to this podcast. It's called I've Had It. It's two women. Well, they start calling these politicians out who are under AIPAC, because it all goes back to Israel, guys. Israel's powerful, man. They got a stronghold on the United States. Everybody knows that. Okay. Epstein was Jewish. Okay, remember, he never graduated from college. Okay. And you see, he rose to such prominence, man, without ever having a college degree. But they say he was like a mathematical savant or something. I mean, you know. But anyway, it had a lot to do with that. But they start calling people out. Like that damn, remember I told y'all about that Hassan Jeffries? He got 1.7 million from AIPAC. But there was one senator, he got 19 million. These guys are working. They're United States politicians, but they're working for Israel, man. And nobody's even questioning it. We got to start questioning this, man. Like, why are you taking so much money from a foreign entity like that? You know, see, that's the thing about us. We'll fight each other. A friend of mine, he posted something on his Facebook page. He said, if you put 100 red ants in a jar and 100 black ants in a jar, he said, nothing happens. He said, but then somebody comes around and shakes the jar real hard. He said, the red ants would think the black ants is their enemy, and the black ants would think the red ants are their enemy, when the real enemy is the one who shook the jar. It's the same in human nature, guys. We got to start questioning who's shaking the damn jar that keeps us fighting down here. Okay? Well, I'm not trying to be in it, because these people, Louis, and I'm going to watch you because I see all your comments. None of them are positive. You don't add nothing to the equation. It's all negative. These are men who are raping children. If they were raping your children, you wouldn't be on here making these stupid ass, smart ass remarks that you known for. I got all of your comments, dude. So you walking a thin line on my channel, you can take that somewhere else. You've never got nothing good to say on my channel. Okay, it's always something ignorant. I don't want to be a part of that club. Okay, they're protecting people, yeah, at all costs. Expose these fools. Okay, nobody's too big to fail. Nobody's too big to bring down, because if you, Louis, if you throw a piece of paper on the ground, they're gonna lock your ass up. I'll find you. Everybody knows, even if it's not a list. They know these people is over there. Alan Dershowitz. Now he's here's what y'all gotta understand. Because remember, we're not paying attention. We're paying attention to the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. That this guy, Epstein, was charged with promoting prostitution with a minor and all of this, man, in federal court. He's supposed to have been thrown away for the rest of his life. Okay, he's dealing with girls under 18. These are minors. They gave him an 18-month sentence. Not only that, but the guy lived like a king in jail. He never really was in jail. He had work release, like, yeah, what did he say in jail? 2 or 3 hours, enough to come in there, show his face, and leave. Had a big screen TV. Had the guards put it up on the wall. And then when he had visitors, the guards had to put on certain type of uniforms when he came in there. The man had a lot of power, man. He was connected. If you would have been charged with those same crimes, you would still be in jail. You would never get out. Okay, and then when you start following and going down that rabbit hole, all after he's convicted, sent to prison, and all of that, and gets out, now he becomes Harvard, gives him an office on campus. The guy doesn't have a college degree, guys. You got to question everything. He says, I always say if minorities don't have it so bad in the United States, why is MAGA so obsessed with the inevitable majority coming? They would rather burn it all down instead. Well, you got to question everything. You got to question this white supremacy. That's a lie. Okay? Whoever been telling you that, that's a lie. Okay, here's the problem. Now, don't get offended. I love LaChon, Roger Walker, Michael B. July, King B. Stacker, and all my white friends. Rich white men are the problem in this world today. The rich white men in power are the problem. Yeah, we appreciate y'all's contribution to society, but y'all need to sit down now. Y'all need to let somebody else run the show, because we've already seen what a white male-dominated world looks like, man. It's fucked up. All the problems, you can't blame it on nobody else, because nobody else has the power, guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just period. End of story. We need to let somebody else run the show. Yeah, we appreciate the Elon Musk and all that and their contribution, but y'all done fucked this world up. Okay? Bad. It's in bad shape, and you can't blame anybody else because y'all have the power. It'd be different if the power was, distributed evenly, but it's not. So yeah, you want to talk about minority, but MAGA knew what they were getting. They thought they knew, and now they're trying to get mad over the Epstein list. All the shit that's going to happen to them now, all the MAGAs that's going to lose their food stamps and Medicaid and all of that, and they're going to get mad because he's not going to open up the Epstein files. So if he lied to you or they're lying to you about that, what else have they lied to us about? Everything. You got to question everything. The question should be asked, what have they been telling us the truth about? That should be the question. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, right, John Rob. It's the fact that they would lie like that, knowing it was just a couple of months ago when y'all was, beating your chest about it. Everybody knows who Epstein was. He said Tucker Carlson food and entertainment. This is another thing we have to question, that we don't question. Who are these fools that they putting in front of us? They're making us believe them like we should stop and listen to them. The Megyn Kellys, okay, the Ben Shapiro's, the Tucker Carlson, the Charlie Kirk. Who are these people? And where do they come from? And why are they so important? Who says that we should listen to them? Who gave them that power? We need to question that, guys. The Piers Morgan and all these people. Then all of a sudden, you wake up one day and they are all the spokesman for the country. And you can, hang your hat on everything they say. Where did that come from, guys? We don't question it. all these people, all of a sudden, they try to put some woman on there. I think, what's her name? A new one that done showed up, who was at that old Epstein files party. But she was on Piers Morgan the other day. She didn't even know. She said that the leader of Iran was Khomeini. Okay? She didn't even know the leader's name. Wow. Yeah, they have no accountability. It's not to us. Man, these guys are getting big time money. There was one senator, a senator right now, that had an Israeli uniform on in Congress. Like, dude, you're crazy. And we'll let them get away with that because we're not questioning nothing. Yeah, the poor be damned. He said, Cal was watching Philippine Annex. It was about budgets. I told him about Kay living on $450 a month. He didn't believe it. Seemed like he questioned it, but he said it can be done. He gave you a shout out. Well, it's extreme. It's extreme. It's extreme. But we have to question everything. And I questioned him. I asked him, I said, Brother Kay, if you had a woman, do you think you'd be able to still have that same budget? But he, I believe Brother Kay because he lives a simple life. He's a vegetarian. His rent is 5,000 pesos a month. He works out. Basically, all he does. He showed you his lifestyle. But we think because we can't do it, and we can't wrap our man around it. There's no way they can do the 450. Why not? When 3/4 of this community I live in is doing it, he's no different than what they're doing. Yeah, this is greed. Okay. I'm sorry, but they own all the wealth. These rich, white, powerful men. Now, if you're not rich, white, and powerful, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the white man who works next to you on the assembly line. Okay, or the white man who delivers your mail, or whatever it is. I sold you your car, or you went to school together. But if you're rich, white, and powerful, you're the problem. Okay, because they're greedy. They're sucking all the money out of our economy and they're hoarding it. Storing it off, see, they're not reinvesting it. So that's less money for us. But we don't question it. We look up to people like that. Okay, they're evil, they're greedy, they're racist. Okay? They don't give a damn about everybody else. They're divisive. They're liars. And regular people like me, I'm not supposed to talk about it. Well, I'm sorry, I am. I've been knowing it's been going on. But when you talk about, what are you doing? Don't say that. Yeah, okay. He says, notice they didn't help us seniors with nothing on Big Beautiful Bill. And they all got their pet project. Yeah, see, when you talk about the government, people's like, the government's too big. But look, man, I'm paying taxes. I should be able to question the government. Where's my tax money going then? If they're going to take my taxes and then then the policies are going to be used to beat me upside the head with it. I was sitting at breakfast today with a retired architect and an engineer, and I asked him about America's infrastructure. He said it's falling apart. He said because it's old. He said look at the most famous bridges that we always brag about over in America. They're built in the 1800s and early 1900s, but y'all don't believe it. Some guys in my comments today talking about, America got one of the top infrastructures. You a lie. You're a lie. No, we don't. I would expect the Philippines to have infrastructure problems, but not America, not the richest country that's ever existed. Okay, because they're taking all of our money. They're sending it abroad. They're investing in military, but not in the infrastructure. He said, no, they didn't help us seniors. Yeah, well, they're not going to help you on anything. They don't give a damn about us, Paul. You know, the man sitting in the office now, he's so stupid. He's so stupid. I'm not even going to compare him to any other president. I'm telling you what he's showing me. He has a meeting with these just five African presidents of five African countries. So the guy from Liberia starts talking to Trump, and it's how ignorant he is, you know, and just stupid and racist that he is. He said to the man, oh, you speak such great English. Where'd you learn to speak such great English? You speak better English than some people on my cabinet. Where'd you learn that? You stupid fool. Do you know any history about Liberia? English is their primary language, stupid. When you talk about the abolitionists, and the racists back in the day, they sent a lot of black slaves. They said, okay, you want freedom? Go over there to Africa. They sent the black Americans over there. We colonized the place. And then it was a revolution, but this dummy, I'm pretty sure they gave him a briefing, summary of who you're going to be talking to. Don't, see, this is the problem. Don't confuse my passion with being grumpy. I'm not grumpy. This is who I am. If you don't know who I am by now, then go somewhere else with that blah, blah, blah stuff, okay? Because that's what y'all like. I'm going to say what's on my mind. Hey, Q, thanks for that super chat. He said, how can people question anything when they expected Jesus to come back with the sound of trumpets? Too many people are brainwashed and indoctrinated. That's why I'm having the video. That's why I'm having the topic. You got to question everything. We put so much faith in these politicians, and year after year after year, they lie. Where's the wall, mega people, that Trump was supposed to have been building? But they play on our intelligence. They'll let the time pass, and maybe we'll stop talking about it. Maybe we'll stop talking about Epstein and all the other problems that we're having over there. And 9/11 and all of that. Okay, it would be a different story if Ghislaine, I hope I'm pronouncing her name, Maxwell, if her father wasn't Robert Maxwell. In a mysterious way, he died out to sea. And his work with the Mossad and all of that. This man was given a hero's burial in Israel. He's not from Israel. Okay? Netanyahu is not from Israel. A lot of these people, they change their names, guys. But y'all don't know. He's Polish. Netanyahu is. His family is. No, we didn't say Whitey. Who's in charge? C White 12. Okay. See, y'all don't like facts. Okay, if the power was distributed evenly, we wouldn't be able to have this argument. But it's not. It's white men in power. And the world is going down the drain, and they're taking everybody with them. Take that how you want it, put it in your pipe and smoke it. Okay? That's facts. Donald Trump is white. Okay? Putin is white. Okay? Zelensky's white. Netanyahu is white. These are the people in power with all this war and murder and mayhem and economy shot. Okay, come over here in the United States, the 90-something% of the CEOs are white men. The NBA, white, they're owned by white. Are people masquerading as white? Okay, you can't blame it on nobody else. Okay, you can't have it both ways. Okay. You know, if there is a God, I'm crying out to him now. We need you now. Show your faith. It's enough sitting back with your arms folded. You got the devil. How long you gonna let the devil have his way over people? We need you now. And then, all right, well, look, as a guy, look at the trees and all that. Okay, so he created all this stuff and then vamped and then left us here of our own devices. We need you. Okay? But you got some evil people in power right now. Like there's not a genocide and a Holocaust being committed right now on your watch, guy. We need you. Okay, I'm sorry. You need to question everything. Question your preacher. Question your teacher at school, your boss. But we don't. We sit back and we let the world run over top of us. But we're supposed to be so tough. Oh, they want to fight me. That's all I'm saying. They always want to make, God don't need you to make excuses for him. Even Fox turned on Trump with this Epstein thing. They can't even, they're frustrated with it. Because they're saying, you people think we're stupid. Okay, look at the guy who just won the primary. He's not even the mayor of New York yet. What is his name? Oh, and everybody's coming forward. They either aren't, endorsing the guy or they're trying to smear him. What's the guy? He's a Muslim, right? But y'all don't question anything. It's like everybody's anti-Semitic or this and that, but you don't talk about the Islamophobia that's going on at the same time. It's okay to be Islamophobia and racist and all that, but you can't be anti-Semitic. Come on, guys. We got to question this. Yeah, no, I'm saying, I'm talking about the invisible man. I'm saying, who are they? We don't really care. They're not my leaders. They've been put out there as the leaders, but they're not. They could be your leader, invisible American man, which they probably are. Okay? But now, all of a sudden, here's Carson Tucker. He wants to be a truth teller now. For all those years, he was a propagandist lying to the people. Now, all of a sudden, he sees the light when he no longer works for him anymore. But who is he? Who is Candace Owens? And all these people that all of a sudden popped up on my screen, and I'm supposed to follow them and believe everything they say. Okay? Why? Where do these people come from? Well, now it's coming to fruition, man. It's coming to the point where you can't deny it anymore. That's all. And people eventually are going to revolt, man. It's going to be a revolution because I'm going to tell you something that's going on. You heard this from me. I just wanted to go on record to say what I'm saying today. I may never talk about this stuff again. But I'm going on record to say there's going to be a false flag event. There's going to be another catastrophe worse than Texas. Okay? To distract you from what these evil people are doing. They don't care, man. They'll kill you. Your life means nothing to them. And y'all think, oh, it's a conspiracy, Cal, you crazy. Well, you can think that all you want. And look where we are now. When the President of the United States sits on national television and the Department of Justice, and they look you in the eye and say, there are no Epstein files, it's over. There's nothing to see here. Keep going. America's crazy. Now, we're not talking about all white folks. We're talking about the people in power. They're white. Okay? I'm sorry. There's no other color but that. So if you got a problem with that, then you got a problem with the truth. It's white men who run the world, who have the power. And they're doing a piss poor job of it, and they have been for some time. It's time to distribute the power. Okay? Because we've already seen what a white male-dominated world looks like. It's fucked up. I'm sick of it. I'm 62. I'm coming out and telling you that. I'm not going to stand by and watch it. It was either the Philippines, jail, or the cemetery for me. I chose the Philippines. Because I'm not going to put up with it. Y'all can be ignorant like that. Think because y'all, they're paying me $25 an hour. They're paying me $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Man, you should be getting double that if they're going to distribute the wealth and everything the way it's supposed to. And reinvest back into America. America, for a real America first policy. I'm for that, but not the bullshit that they're talking about over there. Okay? Yes, but it really doesn't matter. They want us to think about, he said, it's wild how they rigged that stuff to go into effect after midterms, like they aren't going to have to answer for it. But see, we don't make the politicians answer on either side. They got you focused on the midterm and the next election when the same people are going to be in office doing the same stupid stuff. And you're not going to question anything they do. That's all I'm saying. They're bigger than the mafia, man. They're bigger than the mafia, man. When they can kill a man, they don't good and well. Here's a billionaire, Jeffrey Epstein. Young, a billionaire. Okay, and he hadn't even been locked up long. And he committed suicide? Why? He never had that type of tendency. Talk to his brother, who probably knows him better than anybody else. Okay? They're so powerful that his girlfriend won't come forward and tell what she knows. Okay? Because she knows what's going to happen to her. Yeah, Trump is stupid. Didn't even know that the English is the primary language in Liberia. You can't make that stuff up, guys. It's not even funny. Okay, it's not even funny. It's not even funny. And the crazy thing about it, man, is in control of, they'll drop bombs to distract you. Imagine he got on TV and said, yeah, when Iran, when they shot those missiles over Qatar, they called me and told me what time they were going to do it and everything. And I told them, go ahead, right? So now, you're saying, come on, man. So now you're involved with the situation. It has nothing to do with X-Files. Yeah, Mexico would pay for it. A lot of them don't. But imagine if you're sitting, if you're a U.S. congressman, and AIPAC gave you almost $20 million, man, and nobody questions that. Like, dude, you know good and well there's something you're going to have to do for that money. Shut up, whoever you are. Show your face, punk. You know, I'm not anti-America. I'm just telling the truth, coward. Come on, you want me to give you the link? Show your face. You won't do it. But y'all come on here, when you hear a black man talking the truth, y'all can kiss my ass. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not even afraid of dying. Because I'm sick of sitting back watching these cowardly men over there, supposed to be men, sitting back, letting these, if these are the alphas, then I don't want to be an alpha. What alpha? How can you respect a man that wears a diaper? Half these alphas over there wear diapers. Okay? But when they get sick, you cocksucker, America I don't owe America nothing. Everything I got, I earned it. Now, stupid ass fool. I like to see people like you come on here. But we'll sit back and watch. We're sitting back and we're watching what they're doing over in Gaza. And if you say something about it, they'll try to counsel you. Like what you're seeing is not what you're seeing. Okay? Yeah, that's ethnic cleansing over there, what y'all doing. You're killing innocent men, women, and babies. You're starving children over there. I'm looking at it. But y'all waiting on Jesus and all the other people. And then you get mad when somebody says, well, hell, I got a magnificent man. Why would I question where is God in a time like this? Oh, he's waiting on a certain time to come. Well, hell, these devils don't care, man. They done had their time, you know. Yeah, they don't want to hear facts. Talking about, oh, it's a white man. You were damn right it's a white man's fault. Because he's in power. So the white man in power. There ain't nobody else in power. I'm sorry. And if they ain't white, they masquerading as white. They ain't gonna fight nothing. Yeah, but see, this day is never gonna come. This day is never gonna come. I don't blame white. Well, who's in charge? Who you gonna blame? Who you gonna blame? Yeah, they got some shit planned for us, and we don't even know it. We're gonna be complicit in it. You know, that's why when it MAGAs, I don't have no pity for you. I don't like MAGAs. I don't care. I don't care because you knew what you did. Y'all set this man loose on the world, certainly on America. So I don't want to hear it. If you didn't know better, you should have known better. No, but y'all got your own same old bullshit ass reasons looking for a fucking handout. You ain't gonna get no handout. He said Alligator Alley. They know them people will get caught up in them hurricanes. It's just like a death trap, and they know it. He said, you're talking about Mandami, Cal. Yeah, whoever he is, he pulled the big upset. He beat the incumbent who spent millions of dollars on the primary, and he trounced him, beat him by 12 points. Man, you know, the world is waking up, ladies and gentlemen, certainly in the United States. Okay? We should have never let Trump in. I don't know what they were thinking. They're still asleep, but everybody else is awake. And they're saying to this other side, look, if you're not talking about locking these people up who are in office right now, if you're not talking about some drastic changes, we don't want you either. That's all. Yeah. Here it is. Zoran Mandani. Yeah. He shocked the system. You know, he's just talking about doing simple stuff. He's going back to the basics. Things that we can actually accomplish. They're going to make life better for people. Look, man, I was talking to Maryland today. And this has always been my belief because you don't know how you got here. You had no control over what family you were born into. So if I happen to be born in a better situation than you, I should help you. You're my fellow man, right? Because we don't know how long we're going to be here. How hard is that to do? But we don't do that. Okay? That's what a Christian should do. Okay, if you're born into this old money, we were talking about that today. And all of a sudden you look up and you're worth billions, and the people working for you are barely scrapping and scraping by, and you don't care. I'm glad I wasn't raised like that. You know, yeah, because they know they're on the wrong side of history. See, that move that he made right there in this Department of Justice was just like, okay, we don't give a damn anymore. Okay, it's not about Epstein. It's about them getting on TV lying to you like that. It's a bold fake line, like we don't give a damn what you say, you know. So I got to question everything. Is Iran close to having a nuclear weapon for real and made you drop them bombs like you did? Or was that distraction? Here's what y'all ain't even noticing. Netanyahu's been in the White House 3 times this year already. And what? Did you question that? Why y'all sitting here trying to talk about me? What is the president of interest? Never happened before. Trump has only been in office 6 months. This man has been invited to the White House 3 times. And it happened to be a coincidence that the last time he's there, they make the, I know I'm not the only one seeing this. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see. Now they make the declaration about Epstein. Is that just a coincidence? This man, do you see the trade that we do with Israel? It's very small. He's not that important to be invited. You should be inviting the president of China and all of that over and over and over. Not the president of Israel. This little bitty country that does very little trading with the United States. But he's been there 3 times already. But y'all not paying attention. Y'all paying attention to LeBron James. All you got to do, man, is go back. They like because they got such short memories. Alan Dershowitz is one of Epstein's biggest defenders. Go back and look at the tape when he's defending Epstein. Oh, we got the list. It's a bunch of, prominent names. We're going to bring it out. This is Epstein's lawyer. The same man who went on television and told you, Piers Morgan, he went on Piers Morgan and said, oh, yeah, I got a massage on the island, but I kept my underwear on. And it's the stuff we buy. We let them pass, but let somebody get $15 more on the disability. Okay? Well, we got to distribute it. Okay? We got to give other people a chance, Ronald Country Boy. Unless you're satisfied with the way these white men that ran the world into the damn ground, because I'm not, and I'm not going to stay quiet anymore. Okay? That's why I said distribute it evenly. They're not superior for real. That white supremacy is bullshit. Okay? I'm sorry. You're going to talk about what race of people would you select? Diversity, which they don't like. Now they're trying to blame diversity. These are y'all's leaders on what happened down in Texas. Americans, we're so dumb, man. We're so dumbed down, it makes me sick. I can't live there. They would kill me. They would kill me. Man, this is what, you took the words out of my mouth, man. This makes Watergate, man, looks like a jaywalking ticket. What these people are doing, because they're protecting the most powerful people in the world who are really running a child sex trafficking ring. Remember when people used to say that, you would think, man, y'all crazy. And you talk about the Illuminati. Is there any question now that there really is an Illuminati? Okay, a group of secret a secret society of people who influence business, politics, entertainment, our lives. Okay, if you didn't think there was, well, now you know. Well, it doesn't matter. I've been called worse. I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist because I've never written one piece of legislation that makes your dumb ass ride in the back of the bus. Okay? That suppresses the growth of everybody else so that I can rise. Okay? I haven't sponsored any legislation either. I'm just telling you the truth. Tell me where I'm lying. Tell me that white men don't run the world. The Zuckerbergs, all of them, they're white men. And the people behind the scenes are white. They run the institutions. Who do you think runs Harvard? You think it's a black man? Who's behind that Harvard institution and all these institutions? Who run the world? Dummy? But this is the reason why nothing's going to change, because you got people like him who wants you to think that I'm crazy. Now, you're crazy. They've been calling me crazy my whole life because I've been talking about this my whole life. I already knew. Okay? That's all. They've been telling me I feel vindicated. I told y'all. Okay? There's some rotten MFs running the country and the world. And they lie about everything. Their lips is moving, they lying. But they think it's a basketball game. Oh, my side is winning. Yeah, we ain't nobody in control. He knows that. He knows that. He's just immature. This is what we were talking about the gym last night. The immaturity is run rampant among Western men. You know, instead of him trying to do something to make life better for himself, his family, his grandchildren, people coming after him, he's going to sit back and deny it's even happening. Oh, it's not true. You're making this stuff up. Yeah, it ain't nothing going to change. Thank you. They got us focused on the midterms. Why? To put the same damn people in office? Okay, remember, okay, Biden had an opportunity to bring the damn list out. He didn't do it. Okay, you just had a Democratic, a liberal administration before Trump, who didn't open the files and show and blow it all open. Why is everything so hidden about Epstein? Okay, why? Yeah, and then say this again. The only do you hear the questions that they ask Trump? And when you do ask him something, he goes crazy. When you ask them the real questions, and it's usually some foreign journalist who hasn't been indoctrinated over here, over here, they're asking the tough questions. The American press is pitiful. I can't watch it. CNN or anything. They keep talking about having sex with children. They raping these children. You can't have sex with children. Now, I said that. You raping children. You can't have sex with children, man. But this is the language that they give y'all. And y'all bag. Y'all eat it up. They're raping these kids. Yeah, he's got one more chance and he's out of here. Yeah, another faceless punk. Immature punk. He said, get off YouTube trolling and call your family. Okay, why is everything so secretive surrounding Epstein if he's not important, if he don't have important information, if there's not something going on with him? That might be my only question. Then why is everything so secret? Because they know that it was all about blackmail and everything. Why in the world would How many trips did Clinton make over there, and all these other big guys around the world? Yeah, these guys that falling alphas that wear a diaper. I can't respect a man that wears a diaper. I'm sorry, unless he's had some type of surgery. He's supposed to be uh, an alpha. And then they put all these people in our face. They, baptize them as our leaders. These are people we're supposed to listen to. The even though I watch them, I like them, the Young Turks. But them people come out of nowhere, and all of a sudden they're in your face every day, with this propaganda and stuff. He said, "How can you call yourself a patriot, then call some sycophants daddy?" Yeah, daddy's home, and yeah, that's right. He said, "I don't even try to keep up with this Epstein stuff. We've all been had in this life. Time to focus on how to enjoy what's left, be helpful to fellow man when possible, and love on those who love you." Absolutely. We're not even talking about Epstein for real. We're talking about tonight's, because we talk about that all the time, but tonight is question everything. Okay? It ain't going to be much life to enjoy pretty soon. When they're snatching up U.S. citizens, naturalized and sent into the concentration camp, Alligator Alley and all that, guys, it's time, that we wake up from this party. That's all we know is party. Once we get it situated, then we can go back to partying and relaxing and enjoying life. These people got some shit up their sleeve for us. They just let you know that it's coming. If you're listening, we don't really care anything about Epstein. It's the principle. We don't care nothing about Epstein. But we don't want to hear the truth. We don't want to talk about it. That's all we're doing is talking about it. Can we educate ourselves on some things other than partying and all that stuff? I know the science of getting rich says, "Oh, don't worry about politicians," but that book was written a long time ago. We need more books. We need up-to-date books. They said, yeah, they're going to pass away like the dinosaurs. Well, yeah, during my lifetime, can I have some peace? Okay, can I go somewhere without looking over my shoulder? That's right. Because they bought into all the foolishness, Cisco. Yeah, he said Iran's been saying that they've been having a nuke for 45 years now. And we believe it. We believe it. They believed a lot of shit Trump said. Man, how can a man with his credentials? Let me say this too, before I forget. Trump is a plant. Trump is a plant. Okay, there's no way with a man with his credentials is supposed to be sitting in the highest office in America. He's a plant. Okay, there's just nobody that ignorant that should have the office of U.S. president. Okay, if you just keep adding up the stupidity of this guy, he's got to be a plant. And then to let him be elected again, I say that the Democrats are in cahoots. They conspired with the Republicans to put Trump back in there because I could have beat Trump, man. They first of all, the Democrats didn't follow the rules. What happened to the primary? Let the people decide who we want to run against Trump. No, they said the hell with what they did was illegal. They said the hell with the system, the Constitution, and everything else, the rule of law. We're gonna pick who's probably the worst presidential candidate since Mondale to run against Trump, who basically is a cult leader. They couldn't have picked a worse candidate, a worst candidate than her. Okay? Crazy. I'm just tired of ignorance over there. Yeah, because people bad, man. When you got our leaders, you see Ted Cruz on TV talking about because God told us to support Israel. That's not the Israel they're talking about in the Bible, stupid. Okay, but when you got our leaders saying this stuff, I thought church and state is supposed to be separate. But when you got our leaders, people actually voted him in office, by the way. And he says, "Oh yeah, the Bible says to support Israel." And of course, you know, we're religious fanatics in America. Third only behind the Philippines, Argentina, and America. Okay, we buy that stuff. And you hear these preachers, they get on television and they talk about how you're supposed to, God wrote that. They saw that was written in the prophecies. No, it wasn't. You got our leaders saying this stuff on that TV with a straight face. By the way, see, you better start questioning your preachers too. I'm not gonna let y'all off so easy. That's another reason why we're so messed up over there. Everybody's sitting around waiting on this white man to come down on a horse. Well, we don't have that. We're talking about the people, but I bet the governors are the invisible American man. And you can push back all you want. The white man is in power, sir. Okay? Y'all hate when I say that. And they're doing a piss poor job. They need to be replaced. They need to sit down somewhere. Yeah. Thank you for your contributions to society. Now sit your ass down and let somebody else run the world. But y'all don't know what you're doing. You're running into the ground. You're stealing, taking everything, robbing the country and the planet of every damn thing. Okay? So whenever you get ready, the invisible man, that's all I'm telling you. Y'all hate to hear the truth. It's white men doing that because they're in power. Yeah, he says, I saw Benjamin Netanyahu in the White House the other day giving Trump a recommendation for the Nobel Peace Prize. It's his third time this year from that little bitty country over there. You know, the only significance it has, it's the tail wagging the dog. They run America. Israel, the Zionists do. The Zionist movement. Let's talk about Jews and Israel and all. I have nothing against them. Okay, I promise you I don't. But it's right there in your face, guys. That's all I'm saying. Don't be stupid. So then when you speak up, oh, you're afraid. Okay, I feel vindicated today. And people, when people tell you that our politicians are being bought by lobbyists, okay, run by Zionists, you can believe it because it's the truth. It's not being racist. Come on, man. Not millionaires. You're talking about billionaires. This dude was a billionaire. Okay, and basically only had one client for real. The guy who was over Victoria's Secrets and the 21, you know, what's his name? Leslie. He just gave Epstein carte blanche, right? Power of attorney and everything. Now, after Epstein got in his trouble, the family said Epstein was stealing from him and everything. Okay, but the invisible man to get on here, you know, y'all just don't want to hear the truth. White men need to sit down somewhere. The white men in power, not the hardworking white men that I work with my whole life, that I grew up with, played football, basketball with. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people in power. They're white, okay? And they've done a piss poor job. They've run the country of America and the world into the ground. Hitler was white. Stalin was white. What's the name of the white guy who killed all them people over in Africa? But we can bring it up to the day. These white men in power, they've been in power too long. They need to sit down somewhere and give somebody else a chance, man. This is the planet. This is the only home we got. And they're destroying it. And then they're going to try to say, they're going to try to blame it on you. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. You know, don't try to call me a racist. Here I'm sitting in a stool in a $20,000 house over in the Philippines, and you're going to say I'm a racist. But if I am, I'm not going to have any effect on your life, stupid. When the people who really have an effect on our lives are truly racist, the robbers. Okay, just you can't call them anything but thieves, the crooks, the evil, man. And they destroying not only America, but the planet. Bring this up, man. I'm glad you brought this up because it reminded me of something. I ain't got no notes tonight. He said some people are comfortable living in the ignorance of the matrix. We use the word matrix so much, Lex, Will, that when we're really in the throes of the matrix, people won't believe you. If that wasn't some matrix shit he threw out yesterday, him and Pam Bondi, was it yesterday or the day before, about the Epstein case? That's a, man, we're living in a matrix like this couldn't be real. Trump is the president? What's going on, man? You know, we're living in some crazy times, guys, but y'all won't even stop to think one moment. We're living in some crazy ass times. Our president wears a damn diaper. He wears stilts in his shoes. He's demented. He's losing his mind. Even his teacher said he was ignorant. He's never had any sense, guys. He's a con man. And he's got control of our country. So he's selling tennis shoes, gold watches, mean coins, and whatever else he can sell. Telephones. And y'all normalize it. Oh, it's okay. And then he just passes this big, beautiful bill. It's going to rob you of your present and your grandchildren and children of their future. It's not just him. Okay? It's not just him. He's just the one that they can really control, that's going along with their bullshit. He said, trust no one. He said, trust none. Did y'all know that most of the Democrats voted to not impeach Trump? Thank you. He said, I wrote to my Congressman Horsford of Nevada, and he explained why they decided against it. I have the letter. Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. We can't win, guys. These people, when it comes to foreign policy and certain things, they're the same. Nothing's going to change, really. The military-industrial complex, it's not going to change. I don't care who the president is. Tax breaks for the rich in Israel. All that other stuff that keep you fighting, they're shaking the jar, guys. With abortion rights and all that, DEI, They're just shaking the jar. That's all they're doing. Making you think, invisible man, that I'm the enemy. And I'm thinking you the enemy when it's the cocksucker shaking the jar who's the enemy. Okay? I'm stating fact. It don't matter who's in their president. Those three things ain't going to change. Now, are they going to get you excited and all up in arms about all this other stuff? Yeah. To get you fighting me. Everybody's getting played. You know, I'm just telling you that if there was a report card on the people in power over the last 50 years, 100 years, they would fail miserably. Yeah, they've contributed enormously to our society. Let's give them their flowers for that. But now it's time for y'all to sit down because y'all doing too much now. When 3 white men own more wealth than the bottom 1/3 of Americans. Yeah, the system's fucked up. But y'all, because y'all think, oh, it's white against black, or we're a team. This is a basketball team. Our side is winning. No, you're not winning. The infrastructure's crumbling. We got veterans sleeping on the streets over there. We got senior citizens can't even make it to the doctor, let alone get their prescriptions. Okay? These people in power, no, no. She ain't trying to ruffle nobody's feathers. This woman is in the know. Her father was in the know. Hey, go research her father. Robert Maxwell, that wasn't even his real name. He changed his name. You know, these guys, man, are so entwined in the system, in the intelligence arena of the world. They got a lot of power. They got a lot of people in their pocket. And that's really all it's about. How can a little small country like Israel have so much power? Did you ever ask yourself that? It's a little tiny place. How can it have so much power, guys? Something's going on. That's why. You got to question everything. But no, she's not going to ask for a pardon. She's not going to do anything. This woman's got information that could get her out of jail right now. But what good is that going to be? Remember, I told you my choices were the Philippines, jail, or the cemetery. Hers is the prison or cemetery. Okay, she's staying put right there. Okay, I'm going to do my, she's probably a lesbian anyway, so she's probably just going to do her time in jail, you know, the get time, get, you know, credit for time off. She'll probably do 10 years. She's been in there, what? How many years now? 4? She got about 5 more years. She can do that on her head. The lady's rich. Her father was rich, even though he was embroiled into some crazy financial scandals in his last days. But they claim he committed suicide and jumped off his yacht or something out there in the Atlantic Ocean. Man, we living in some crazy ass times, guys. Trump is a plant, and you can't convince me otherwise. You got a man today, whenever they had that meeting, talking to the president of Liberia, and said, "Oh, you speak great English. You stupid fool. English is the primary language over in Liberia. All you have to do is just read your damn briefing, and it would have told you that." He couldn't even remember. There was only 5 countries that he was meeting with. They sitting right across from him. He couldn't even remember what countries they were. He really don't give a damn. But it goes to show you the mentality of him. Okay? And this is who we put up there. They knew who they was putting up there. He's a plant. But these people thinking, oh, they're gonna get Trump up there. He's doing everything but what MAGA thought he was gonna do. Oh, he's peace. He's dropping bombs. Okay. Oh, he's gonna expose. He's gonna bring out the list. Why would he bring out the list when he's on it? He's all in it. Okay. The guy that was interviewing the one who wrote Epstein's autobiography or biography. He said the first time Steve Bannon met Jeffrey Epstein, the very first thing he said was, "You're the only man I was afraid of as far as stopping Trump from being elected because of what he knew." He said, "I would vote for Biden's corpse." But see, we can't win, man, no matter who's up there. The hidden hand is controlling them all because Biden had a chance to bring out that list. He's protecting somebody. They're all protecting somebody. They don't give a damn about you. It's the people at the top. There are some people at the top. I'm not, but I didn't have no other choice. I wasn't going to vote for Trump this time. But no, I'm not, because they didn't follow the system. Okay? What they should have done when Biden, stepped down, was to have a primary and let the people choose who they wanted to run for president. Okay, isn't that what we're supposed to do, man? They can't just appoint somebody. They'll make you think, oh, because she's the vice president, she automatically. No, that's not how it works. But that's how we think because we're dumbed down over there. So they put in front of us the worst, okay? The worst in this day and age, in this time, the worst presidential candidate since Mondale to run against Trump. There's no way she was going to win. She was out of touch. She had no message, really. I just voted for her because I wasn't going to vote for Trump. But she was the worst. Okay, you couldn't have picked the worst person to run against Trump. Okay, when her whole message was Trump's the problem, instead of, well, what are you gonna do? And when they finally answered that question, oh, you're gonna do much different, because they asked her, well, what's gonna be your stance on Israel if you get elected? Well, it's not much different from what Joe Biden is doing. Of course, that's gonna be your answer, and that sunk your ship, lady, because you got a lot of Palestinians and pro-Palestinian voters over in America who are wanting something different over there. Okay? This is another thing. You're watching, Matt, and the rest of us. I'm not picking on you, Matt. I consider you a friend. You're watching a Holocaust being committed right now. A genocide at the least. We're watching it. And then history is going to look back and say, well, why didn't they do anything? Why did they let those people just continue to do that over and over? And our country is funding that. We're financing that over there. We're just as guilty because we act like we don't even bring it up. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She didn't have a message, not for me. Well, that was her message. What Trump was going to do. It wasn't what she was going to do. Okay? We didn't want her. We didn't choose her. Smith Breed 2000. You missing the whole point. Aren't you tired of people telling you what to do? They put her on you. They said, okay, this is who we choose. They didn't go through the democratic process. I thought we were living in a democracy, Smith Breed. Okay? I'm sorry, it's not a democracy. Yeah, they are a threat. They are a threat. You know, when everything is DEI, you got clowns like Charlie Kirk go talk about the Supreme Court justice and gonna call her a DEI. Everybody's a DEI now. When you got a DEI sitting in the Oval Office, and look who's the Secretary of Defense, DEI. These guys aren't qualified to do nothing but to run the car off the cliff, and they're doing a damn good job at that. No, I'm sorry. He never should have got there, guys. Y'all missing the point, Happy Traveler. If the people would have done their job, he never would have been able to run. They didn't push back enough. That's why when they're saying, oh, Trump, he's thinking about, see, you got to question everything. It sounded crazy when they was talking about he may seek another term, right? Okay. Don't think that's too crazy now. All right. And don't wait too late before you try to stop it. You should be trying to stop that now. But do you see anybody standing up? Do you see anybody like the Supreme Court and the people who can actually do something about that? Saying, no, dude, you need to shut that talk up. This guy's still on camp. He's still campaigning while we sitting here arguing on my live stream. Okay? No, I'm sorry. Now, we do agree on this. You know, white men need to sit down. Okay, these white men in power need to sit down because they're going to destroy the whole planet. Okay? They've done a terrible job. Okay? And if I was somebody who just woke up, you know, out of a coma, and I looked around and, you know, and I said, well, where's God? Number one, I would say. And number two, said, where's God? Because there's the devil. I can see the devil. Where's God? Okay, because in any definition, the white men who are in power in this world today are the devil. You can't, I mean, just in definition, only they're the devil. Okay? Just by what they're doing. Just by their actions. You got to say that. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He said, well, all I can say to all the brothers on here, please stop using the poison that I killed in the black community. Cigarettes, cigars, alcohol, beer, wine, marijuana, vaping, etc. Each other. you didn't put that up there. Okay, because we bought into this white supremacy. So you got to question that. That's bullshit. Okay. We were created equal, but we wasn't born equal. But we were still created equal. That sperm from some man fertilized their egg. Okay, everybody was created equal. But the fact that we wasn't born equal, that should make us rally together. If I see the next man next to me struggling, and because you had no control, you had no, you know, you had nothing to do with the family you were being born into, or the country, or anything like that. But this is how ignorant man is, and we've been indoctrinated to think we're somehow disconnected. When we're all connected, the world should be in a better shape than it is. So who can you blame? The people in charge, who have been in charge for centuries now. You know, that's all I'm saying. The solutions is to stand up and be men. Hold these people accountable. Stop trying to fight me and fight the people who are doing you, your family, your grandkids some harm. Run for office, Michael Alexander. You already see. Stop supporting these people who are destroying your communities. First of all, yeah, y'all a complete joke. You ain't no different. They're no different. But they've been in charge. They've been in charge. You know, you cannot dispute me on that. The people who are in charge, who are running the United States and basically the world, are white men. And they're screwing it up. They own all the wealth. They have all the power. They have all the control. Okay? And they're running it into the ground. This is the only home we got. They're going to sell you on some mansions in the sky bullshit. That's the reason they do that. They want you to, be passive. And, oh, well, don't worry about me getting rich. And they'll make you think that, heaven's not on earth. Okay? But they're living heaven on earth. There's no heaven out there somewhere for you. You done effed up this planet. We didn't help F up this planet. So what makes you think that somebody's going to build some other place better than this so you can F it up? What place could be better for human beings than Earth? Okay? But y'all buying into that stuff. Hey, Will, bro, thanks for that super chat. He said, salute, Cal. Heading to work tonight. I'm a truck driver going from San Diego to LA and back. I'm listening while I drive. Hey, thank you, man. I made that drive plenty times, man. The first time I made that was from San Diego to LA. We went to Disneyland, and man, was I shocked. You got to question everything. I've been questioning stuff probably since then. When that capsule that used to come, you just walk right through it. I'm thinking that's the first time I'm so excited. Let me get out of the car because I'm only 18. Let me get out of the car and let me run and see this castle. I want to go upstairs and everything. It's just what you call it. That's all it was. You didn't walk straight through it. I was shocked. Yeah, be careful out there. Yeah, we preaching tonight, man, because enough's enough, guys. But nothing's going to change. What do they say? If nothing changes, nothing changes. You might got a chance to say, well, what can we do? Be a man. Okay, a man is more than just fighting and having big muscles and fighting. Okay? It's about doing the right thing. Start questioning these people. Hold them accountable. Stop voting for the same people over and over expecting it's going to change. When people show you who they are, believe them. These people are showing you who they are year after year after year after year. I'm just 62 now, and I'm like, man, I'm tired of it. So, yeah, that's part of the solution. Run for office. We equate wealth with intelligence. They're no smarter than you are. They're no smarter than we are, guys. Okay? But we're afraid. We're afraid. Well, we are the leadership. Yeah, we need people who can't be bought. Then Hassan Jeffries, he's a hypocrite. Every time you see him, he's on TikTok or YouTube somewhere. He exposing somebody. Man, sit your ass down. Quit taking that money from APAC. And he's supposed to be a Democrat. They got them both in their pocket, guys. And you're going to smear the man, Zoran from New York, because they're telling you to. The man ain't never put Israel down or anything like that. But your master is paying you. You better say something about him. You better call him anti-Semitic when he's not even anti-Semitic. But yeah, he's disappointing to me. They always showing him I told y'all this a long time ago, but y'all think I'll be on here yapping. Jasmine Crockett, they're all the same. You see them all, they sitting there, they're giving it to Marjorie Taylor Greene. So what? It ain't going to add up to nothing. It ain't nothing but entertainment. We need change. Okay? Yeah, we nobody's pushing back. We're afraid. We're afraid. It's just true though. But they keep showing us who they are. And then, okay, when you say, oh, they colluded against Siquijor Sanders, now they got you questioning what you saw the man doing out on the damn field. He only set an NCAA record for completion percentage. The whole season they talking about he may be the number 1 or number 2 pick in the draft. So what you're seeing with your own eyes, they told you, oh no, he's not that good. He's a 5th round pick. They colluded against that man. Okay? But it don't matter to y'all. Because y'all gonna keep on banning these damn Cleveland Brown jerseys and hats and helmets and all that other stuff. Okay? Knowing they colluded against Colin Kaepernick. These are white men that own the NFL. Okay? They are black men owning the NFL. 80% of the players are black. Okay? But that don't mean nothing. We don't run nothing. We don't own nothing. Pitiful, man. No, we're not doomed. But we got to do something now. You know, you look on YouTube, you got all these weak-ass men. All they're doing is gossiping about other men. There's no solution. We got to stand up and be men. Take care of yourself first. Become a better man first. Eat better, drink more water, exercise, read. Stop following these old weak-ass, you know, so-called leaders out here that they just going to throw on you. They do that on purpose. Ben Shapiro. What the hell is he? He's basically a double agent. If I were doing what he was doing, I'd be locked up. It's basically treason. You're going to work on behalf of a foreign power, and you in the United States, dude, that's some crazy stuff, man. That's what we got to start with ourselves, Tim. Okay? Then we got to stop looking up to these people who are less than you. They're no better than you. We got a man in the Oval Office right now who is an idiot. I wouldn't hire him to do anything for me. And he's showing you how ignorant he is. But you look up to him because he was rich. He was born rich. Okay? It's the only reason he's rich. He was born rich. And because he lives by a different set of rules and standards than you do, he still got money. Because if it was you, you would be paying all them fines and lawsuits and stuff he's lost. You'd be in jail. Yeah, we ain't got nothing, dude. We don't own any more wealth now because the white man is not going to let you, the rich, powerful white man is not going to let you own anything. We all caught up in money. That's all. We're all caught up in money. No. Look, Mr. Freeze, let me tell you something. We got to talk about something other than booty, beaches, and bombshells, okay? Sometimes you got to get serious, okay? Because a lot of you got you in a fantasy, man. Wake up. The world is going down the drain, and all you want to worry about is dating and traveling and all that stuff, man. It's always a time, you know, for this. We're just talking about it today. Thank you, man. Thank you. Because I forgot to say this. He said one of the problems is there is a rapid lack of emotional intelligence, but they're promoting leaders who are emotional over intelligent. But not only that, America has no heart anymore. There's no way we can stand back and watch what's going on around us and not do anything. We're not doing anything. We're not standing up and say, hey, man, this is wrong. We're not pushing back. We're not writing our congressman. Stop supporting the genocide over there. And whatever else is going on that we got our hands in. Even in our own country. We have no heart anymore. We don't care. It's all about money. They got you. They bought you into that. There's not even enough of that left. They own all of that. But they got you chasing money. That's all you worried about. Whenever I see, our so-called, examples, man, it's all about money. They pulling up in a Lamborghini with the matching clothes and, all the diamonds and stuff. But you don't own a damn thing, man. A man actually owns you. You can't even say certain things. You can't be associated with certain people or certain groups. Otherwise, you're going to lose your income. And then when you are out of the league, or you're up from under his wing, you've been so conditioned, that's not even in you to give back to the community. Imagine all the money that these athletes, entertainers, and all that, business people in the Black community have earned, and we don't own no institutions. Okay? Everybody's talking about these charter schools. Okay? The curriculum is the same, basically. I mean, we're not doomed, man, but we got to do something, man. If nothing changes, nothing changes. I'm sorry. Yeah, all of this. Yeah, it's going to fall regardless. But does that mean we're supposed to stand by, okay, and watch it fall without trying to do anything? Yeah, I'm glad he's in Christian. Is this another denier? Okay, so I guess Trump did it or something. They said. Now he said, I guess talking about my water line. This clown here was in my comments saying, I guess the white man swam across the Atlantic and cut your line. See, you don't know the white man I'm talking about, but you do know who I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you, Chris, because you have no power. You don't even have power over yourself. I'm talking about the people in power, who have all the money, who have all the power. What color are they? Who run everything, who control everything. See, they're going to throw out Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Diddy, okay, LeBron James, and make you think that Black people have some kind of power. We don't even own, we can't even get our message out. We can't even get our message out because we don't even own a news outlet or any type of, the only newspaper that I've seen Black people own is the Vital Call. And that's a religious newspaper that 95% of Black people don't read. But yeah, I saw you, Izzy, Chris. I saw that comment. You can't get nothing past me. He says, I guess the white man swam across the Atlantic and cut your line. I don't blame the average white man who grew up with me, who worked side by side with me, who served in the military with me. I'm not talking about that white man. There's another white man, the one who owns every damn thing, who has all the control, who has all the power. Okay? Netanyahu is white. Donald Trump is white. Elon Musk is white. Jeff Bezos is white. Okay? What's the guy's name from Apple? He's white. Yeah, we applaud their and we appreciate their contributions to society, but they're terrible leaders, man. We need new leadership. Money doesn't equate to leadership. It doesn't equate to intelligence. Okay? So yeah, Izzy and Chris, I saw you. I just want to go on record today. I may never talk about this again. I'm vindicated though. When they got on there talking about the no Epstein list, I told y'all. They will tell you what you see and living and experience is not true. They've been telling me that my whole life. But I still keep pushing back. And every conspiracy buff in the world is having his 15 minutes of fame right now. Because I'm telling you, I'm not a conspiracy buff. You better start questioning everything, even your preacher, certainly your politician, the teacher that's teaching your kids at school. What are you teaching my children? The time is now to stop standing on the sidelines, trusting people that they're going to do the right thing. Okay? Well, they've been saying this for a long time, man. There ain't nothing being taught to us any different to make me believe that that's going to be true, Q. Okay? Because 20 years is nothing. That's like a blink of an eye. 20 years. And the people in power, they're not going to give up that much power. They will blow up the world. They will destroy everybody before they give up the power. Okay? But that's our fault because we sat around and watched this stuff happen over and over and over. We already saw Trump in office and what he was going to do. Okay? So he comes back with a big, beautiful bill that makes his tax cuts in 2017 a reality. We saw that, but we let him get in there anyway. When only 40% of the people eligible to vote voted in America. That's how people like Donald Trump reclaim office. And then you put the Democrats, they've just lost touch, because they're way up there, guys. Y'all got to realize, man, we're in bad shape politically over there. You got the one thing I can respect about Republicans, they will tell you to your face, they don't give a damn about you. But not the Democrats. They act like they really care with that liberal bullshit. All they want to do is put these eloquent MFs in front of you. Obama, with his eloquent ass, didn't do shit to move the needle, not one effing inch. Then they're going to put Biden's old sleepy ass in office. Like we even forgot, you sponsored all that old crime bills back in the 90s that broke up so many black families and sent so many black men to prison. Like we don't forgot that, Biden. We ain't forgot that. Then they're going to put some lame duck in front of us, Kamala Harris. Don't know if she black or white or whoever she is. No message, no nothing. But they're going to they're going to use that propaganda machine to make you think she's the best that we have to offer out there. It's not true. Sleepy damn Joe. Nope. I'm sorry. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, I mean, we knew better, man. But see what you're seeing, Dion Clark, they'll tell you it's not what you're seeing. Everything's happening right in front of your face. You're not stupid. You got a brain. But they'll tell you it's not what you're seeing. I'm just starting the conversation, Joe Blow. I really am, man, because sometimes we need to talk about this stuff, man. We need to talk about it, just a common man. Because I don't talk about, who told you don't talk about, who got that started? Telling us don't talk about politics. Where'd that come from? That's a lie. You got to question where that came from and why can't we talk about politics since it's going to affect all of our lives. They don't want you to talk about it. Who's supposed to talk about it? Okay? See, here's what I'm saying. But they think Smith Breed 2000, he says, if you have to be convinced not to vote for a 34 count convicted felon and white supremacist, the problem is in the nearest mirror. Thank you. But they're looking at it from a different point of view. They're looking at it, okay, our time has come, as if your time hasn't already come. Your time is passing, okay? The men at the top are white men. They've been running the world for as long as, as anybody can remember, anybody living right now, okay? They're the ones in charge, okay? So then if I'm a white man, I just got to say, oh, let me in on the game. And they're mad because they're not getting let in on the game. So they're thinking, oh, okay, here comes Trump with his dog whistle. Oh, I'm going to let y'all all back in the game, not realizing he's not going to let you in. He's got his cronies, the oligarchs. And they fooled him. So he'll do something stupid that really isn't going to have any type of effect on you. Oh, we're going to change the names back from, we're going to change the names back to these Confederate generals. Okay? He does that for his base and make them think they're winning. Meanwhile, he passes through one of the worst pieces of legislation in the history of the United States that's going to affect most of them. Well, you don't know that. Stop living hypothetically. Live right now, Frank. Okay? If the Democrats would have followed the law and allowed the people to choose who they wanted to run against Trump, she probably wouldn't have even ran against Donald Trump. Well, he really didn't bring out the truth. Remember, Dion, we've been seeing this a long time, but they'll tell you, no, it's not the way you see it, Cal. He said, you're right, but Trump brought out the truth and how people really felt. We always known how people really felt. Trump is nothing, man. Trump is a part of the system. He's not the system. He said they want to believe this because it's what they really want and who they really are. But they've always been that way. They didn't need Trump to do that. Hell, was you alive when Reagan was in office? And Bush, the Bushes? We can deal with people like Trump, though. That's what my mother said. You can deal with people like Trump. He's showing you who he is. It's easy to deal with him. If you see him, you go the other way. But then when you got somebody like Biden, come on in. I know you're thirsty out there. Here's a cup of water. And they done pissed in the water. Those are the ones you can't trust. But to say that he brought out the truth has always been there. We've known what the truth is. Yeah, it's something, okay. Do y'all remember when Biden was not going to win? Biden was not going to win the Democratic nomination. Who is his campaign was all but shot. It was dead in the water. And the black guy from South Carolina basically came and made everybody vote for Biden. What was his name? The black guy from South Carolina who saved Biden's campaign. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He was dead. Clyburn, yeah. Good and damn well, everybody, Jews, that Biden's, you guys like, damn, Biden's done. He ain't gonna win. And I'll be damned if Clyburn did not come and basically, get out on the, and basically tell people, y'all need to vote for Biden. And y'all see what we got, no better. Biden could have opened up that file, but he's protecting Clinton and all the rest of them. But you don't have to protect them. We know Look at my thumbnail. That's a real picture of one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims giving Clinton a back massage. That's 100% fact. There's nothing AI or photoshopped about that. But you already know, here's the president. Yeah, see, y'all gotta, they make you think you're stupid, right? Now here's a guy, the President Clinton, who admitted to getting a blowjob in the Oval Office. So what can you put? He's like, and then he says, oh, but I didn't come, he said. Just like, oh, I hit the weed, but I didn't inhale. And then Alan, what's Alan's last name? The guy who claimed that he got a massage. Oh, but I didn't take my underwear off. Man, y'all ain't stupid for real. You know, these are these all, but I didn't. Yeah, the girl gave me a massage, but I didn't take my underwear off. And Clinton, yeah, she gave me a blow, but I didn't come. It is hilarious at this point. You know, but they're just telling the people who are in power that no matter what, I don't care how mad the MAGA gets, black people get, anybody gets, we're going to protect you at all costs. For them to tell you that there's nobody else involved, there's nothing to see with that Epstein case, man, that's blatant just cover up. It's a blatant cover up, man. Yeah, I mean, he was there. Look, okay, they've got flight logs. You can't just take a plane and fly somewhere without a passenger list and all of that. What date, what time, all that is organized, man. You can't just get on a plane. It's not like me going out and get on Maryland motorcycle and taking off. You can't get in a plane and do that. They know exactly who's over there, how many times they went over there. That's all. We're just we're talking about it because it needs to be talked about. I just want y'all. I'm putting myself on record. Is what I'm doing. History ain't gonna look back and say Sunshine Shoulders didn't say nothing about it, didn't stand up and question it. You know, but they be ready to fight me. All the freaky shit that these people are running an international child sex ring. And it's okay with y'all, evidently. Yeah, it's okay with y'all. But I'm not going to let them, if they fool with my daughters in there, I'm going to jail. They got to kill me. I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to cover it up. Y'all saying it's okay because they got money, because that's what y'all do. Y'all co-sign for them rich fuckers. Because they got money, you suck their balls. You know, you ain't got a damn dime. You ain't got 2 nickels to rub against. But you see somebody with money, you want to brag on them and brag on that. Oh, look at him. I went to school with him. I live up the street with him. And you let them get away with all that stuff. Meanwhile, you let me throw a piece of paper on the ground and you call the 911. Yeah, they're not going to be able to come back and say, I didn't say anything about it. He said, we need more of this conversation for a lot of other channels. Don't be silent. No, they keep talking about the same shit's on a loop all the time. Like y'all stupid. See, I respect y'all, man. That's why I talk about stuff like this. Don't push back and say, Cal, why are you talking about it? You should be glad I'm talking about it. Instead of keep talking about the same stuff on a loop like you stupid. Like I haven't been on here. July the 20th will be 5 years. Like I haven't been on here for 5 years. And you just want me to keep on talking about that same stuff over and over and over. Come on, man. Yeah, we need to talk more about it and different things. You know, more than just, okay, there's nothing wrong with moving overseas and living a new life, but what does that uh, entail? What's the details, man? You can't just get on a plane and move over here. Are you going to be in better shape, which we talk about? What about your money? What are you going to do when you get over here? Oh, yeah, how much you need? I mean, it's just on a loop, guys, that you already know what to do. You've seen so many people over here. You got so many examples over here. We just want to talk about something different today. Yeah, how to find a good Filipina. Well, just get on the dating site. That's all it is to it. It's nothing. Y'all want it to be more complicated than what it is. It's not. It really is that simple. But for some reason, we want it to be hard. You know, we want it to require, um, you know, rocket science. It just doesn't require rocket science. It's some people who want you to think that what they're doing is so fantastic. It's really not. Does it take some courage? Yeah, it takes some courage to do that. Does it take some risk? Yeah. But it's not rocket science, guys. It's not something that, if it was so difficult, why are millions and millions of people doing it? It's not that complicated. But this is what some people want you to think. That it's so hard to do. When it's not hard at all. He said, that's the question, yet the answer is to just put a smile on your face and get on it. Yeah, he says, great movements are created from talks like this, followed by real life on the ground initiative. You got to start with yourself first. You see what they said, one of the best ways to get out of that rut that you're in is limit your screen time. And all that information overload. Pick up a book sometimes, man. They said practice mindfulness. Just lay down for 5 minutes, shut your eyes, breathe in and out. And every time you breathe, try not to think about anything. And I know you're gonna be thinking about something. Just pay attention to your breath, to the breath you're taking. And the minute you get off track, start over. And just do that every day. And pretty soon you're gonna get good at it. But it starts with you first. You got to get together before you can look around and see the show that's going on around you. It's a show, man. It's messed up. I'm 62. I've never seen it. So it's like a game show. It's like we're not even in a real world now. Where all these months, these people are telling you, oh, we got the files. And we're getting ready to expose all these people. Finally, somebody's going to be held accountable. And then you wake up and they say, oh, there's no files. There's nothing to see here. Oh, why y'all still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? It's the craziest thing I've ever seen, man, in my lifetime. On top of all the other crazy stuff you see, but that's the craziest. Okay, then you get up this morning and you got a sitting U.S. president, sitting across the table from the president of Liberia, and that's the guy. How did you learn to speak English so well? You know, you can't make this stuff up, man. You really can't, guys. I promise you. You can't make it up. And all the other stupid stuff he said. You know, about they released some weapons to Ukraine. Listen to his response he doesn't know that they did that, guys. The president of the United States. So they released some munitions to Ukraine. Trump don't know it. So they ask him about it. He don't know. So then the reporter says, well, how could they do something like that without you knowing, Mr. President? Listen to his, you gotta listen to his answer, man, because Y'all think I'm much on her yapping. We've got, this man is demented. Okay, just like Joe Biden was, just like um, Reagan was, Trump is. He's not in his right mind. Yeah, this is exactly what it is. He said they call it playing in your face. They know that America's dumbed down. It is. They disrespect us so bad. You know, I got to agree with you about these weak men. Since so many weak men in the world, we even forgot. I told y'all the other day, we need a new Bible on what it means to be a man today. It's not just about fighting and how many women I got. Oh, look at my car and how much money I got in my pocket. You know, but that's what we think a man is for real. Yeah, well, they all from the same little country club. You know, it ain't no different. You know, you think talking about Biden is going to make it okay? So it's okay for us to have a stupid man in office? It's not okay. I don't care if his name is Biden or Trump. It's not okay. We need a competent leadership in America's Oval Office. We need these lobbyists to, to let go of the control of our politicians. And the only way we're going to do that is the people are going to have to stand up and vote new people in like they doing in New York for the mayorship. Now, is he going to change when he gets in there? Probably. Okay. Because the silent hand is a powerful hand. You know, we'll say and do anything to get elected. But once they get elected, in this day and age, you tell me that he's going to be talking about free Palestine and all that when he's in office? I doubt it. Okay, I'm sorry. I doubt it. He's not going to do that, guys. He's saying it now to get in office. The mayor of New York City? No, you're not going to be talking about that. But this is what he was talking about, playing in our face. They're playing in your face. You know what he reminds me of? Because I don't like any politician. None of them are any good. He reminds me of Obama. And we all thought, oh, people crying and oh, it's going to be a new day and they'll never fool me again like that. So, you know, they've already showed me who they are. So I'm not expecting him, Zoran Mudani, is that his name? I'm not expecting anything from him. The minute he takes office, he gets comfortable in there, it's going to be business as usual. But now they want you, they're doing you like they were doing you with Obama. Get behind him. You know, I'm not saying smear the man. I'm just saying don't expect anything different, guys, because he's no different. They talking about he's the change. That's what they said about Obama. There's no change, man. The same people are behind. Unless we change the people who are behind the scenes, there's not going to be a change. He said black churches have talked down to men passively and in cases directly for decades now. No balance. The preachers cater to where their bread is buttered. Yeah, that's why black men don't go to church. If they are, they're old and you know, got 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot slipping. You know, they feel guilty. You know, I'm not a religious guy, but I respect people's religion because you need something to carry you through. Some people need that to get them from day to day. I don't need that. I believe in myself. Okay. I don't need that to get me through one day to the next. I respect that, but I would say to myself, if I woke up right now of a coma, I would say, where's God? Because you can clearly see the devil, guys. He's here. So you got to say, I just don't believe it, though. I've gotten to a point where I'm old enough now, I can think for myself. And you say, oh, there's proof of God because nobody could create the universe. Okay, I give you that. So what has he done? Created all this beauty and everything and then just left us here of our own devices. Just fight it out on your own, on a volatile planet that almost entirely uninhabitable, okay, and all the other stuff, and just sits by while innocent children die, you know, because the guy says, oh, Cal, what you said the other day didn't make any sense. So what universal law did those kids violate to be starving? They didn't violate the law, but somebody did, because universal law is just simply that. It's law. It's rigid. And I told him, I said, if I took a little baby and threw it off my roof, who would you blame? Universal law or me for throwing the baby off the roof? So when you see little kids out there starving, somebody's violating a universal law. It doesn't have to be the kids. Somebody's violating the law out there for those kids to starve. But you say that there's a God out there who has a personal interest in our lives. And I say, if it is, then he needs to come and help these kids. I'll put it into the hearts and minds of people to go and help those kids. There shouldn't be anybody starving on this planet, man. Okay, there's enough wealth and resources for everybody, but you got greed. You got the devil here, man. He's greedy. He's going to steal everything for himself and his people. Okay? So we can clearly see the devil, then where's God? Surely it's in the hearts and minds of somebody at the top who's going to step in and do the right thing. Nobody who's sat in that Oval Office has done the right thing. I'm sorry, guys. You know, I'm not stupid, man. And I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. You know, you said it's a God, then prove it. Other than the fact, oh, he built the, look, he created you. Okay, yeah, and then just left me here amongst these devils. Oh, look at the flowers. How you explain that? Okay, I give you that. But then he just did all that and left. That's all I'm saying. You know, but then, you know, people are always making excuses for God. You got to question everything, even religion. And then you got one religion fighting the other. Oh, my religion is better than yours. It's the real religion. But I thought it was supposed to be one God. And you got different names for the God. And God told them to do this. And God promised them this. But he didn't promise you nothing. Absolutely, I have. Why do you think I've got to the point where I am now? Okay? He said, Calvin, have you ever prayed and asked God to prove himself to you in some type of way? Do you think my mother was praying when she was dying of lung cancer, dude? She was praying all the way until, till she died. Or do you think people were praying before these young kids? Do you realize, man, that how many young kids died in Texas in that flood? Do you? Okay, and you say, oh, you're going to question God. I'm questioning God. I'm questioning everything. Where are you, God? I see the devil. So what's God? He's got to be in the hearts and minds of somebody, somewhere to right this ship that's going down. America's going down, and it's bringing the rest of the world down with it, guys. I got to get over here, but I'm just going to tell you. Start questioning everything, okay? When people show you who they are, believe it. They're playing in our face, like Juice said. They think you're stupid. They don't respect you. It's time for those rich and powerful white men to sit down. We already know what a white male-dominated world looks like. Okay? They've had their time, guys. I'm sorry. They've done a funky job. It's time to distribute that power and let somebody else do it. Yeah, we applaud your contribution to society. The Facebooks, the Apples, and all that. But your leadership skills is pitiful. You're running the world into the ground. Take that money and sit down somewhere. Okay? Take care, guys. Thanks for the super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Question everything, guys. You know, when they came on and told me that there's no Epstein list. Yeah, right. They're playing in our face, man.